In this video, I want to create a table or two along with a relationship. So let's get started. What I need is an orders table and an order items table, and we talked about those in class. Now, the ones I create may be slightly different than the ones we did in class, but that's okay. You can adapt. So what we're going to do is click on create, and then table. And we get this thing up. Now, you can create the thing in here, but it's easier to do in the design view. And so if you right click in the title bar, you can see it says datasheet view and design view. It's currently in datasheet view. We want to go to design view, which looks like this. It wants us to save it. And so I'm going to create orders as that's the name of the table. So orders, click OK, and we get this up. Now it automatically puts an ID field in there, which is a auto number field, and I'll go into that in a minute. I want to change this to order ID. I put order and then an underscore and then ID. Now auto number just means it picks the database automatically chooses a number for that order ID. And in fact, they're sequential. They start with 1, they go up to however many orders you have. And you can't reset it. It's always, it won't allow you to do that. The other thing to note here is that where my cursor is, or just to the left of where it says order ID, there's this little key there. This means that it's set as a primary key, which makes sure that we don't have any duplicate numbers in the field. Now we needed, as we noted the other day, we needed some other stuff in this table to keep track of. One was customer ID, and I'm going to abbreviate that cust ID. So that refers to the ID in the customer table. And that one, since all of our ID stuff is a number, we will set that to number. If it's an auto number, it's still a number. So if it's an auto number in the customer table, we'd set it to number in this table. Do not set it to auto number. You probably only need one auto number field in a table, and that should be the one associated with a primary key and ID in the table. Second thing, additional thing we need here is order date. And now, as I said, this is pretty common. We would have these, but beyond this, these, I asked for class input into these and what other fields we need, and so I vary the lecture based on class input. I'm going to put a couple things in here. They're not what they are is not real important. You can put as many as few, or as few of these as you would need. So I'll put shipping address, and that's a short text. That's what's the default. We probably want payment type, and we'll leave that one as short text also. So I'm done with the orders table. I'm going to close it. So I close it. It'll ask me if I want to save it. I'll drag that up so you can see it. I click yes. And we're done. Now, the other one I wanted to create quickly was an order items table. And so I click on create table. Again, it's this thing. So I want to go to design view, and I'm going to click type in order. Now, it's not absolutely essential. It's called order items. It could be called order detail or something else. And here we have an ID. I'm going to leave that one alone. I want the order ID here, and this is what we talked about. You need to keep track of which orders we have, and of course that's a number, so we're going to put a number in there. And then I want title ID. We'll call it title ID, and that's also a number. That refers to the ID number in the titles table, and quantity. And not surprisingly, we'll make that a number also. So there's our order items table. And I'm going to close this. Ask me if I want to save it. Of course, my middle of my monitor is not in the middle of your screen. And so I drag that up and I click yes to save it. And just to finish up here, I'm going to set the relationships between these two things. And so I have these set of relationships, and I'm going to add the order items table. So I click on Show Table, and I click on Order Items and click Add. You can also click on the Show Table up here in the ribbon. Now, I'll have to create the relationships between these two. I'm going to do all of them here. Customer ID to customer ID. And yes, create. Remember that order ID to order ID. Create title ID to ID in the title table. You don't have to rename those things. So create that. We have ID from the title table to title ID there. Create. And the last one, author ID to author ID. Create. So I'm done with that. I'll close. It'll ask me if I want to save, like it always does. So I'll drag that up and click yes. And thanks for listening.